The giant alien battleship Voral 9 moved through space like a silent metal mountain. Inside its steel corridors, the air always felt heavy, filled with the sound of machines and the distant hum of engines. Humans were rare here, allowed only for repair work or technical jobs. One of them was Evan, a quiet human engineer with calm eyes and steady hands. He worked in the lower decks, fixing wires, checking panels, and keeping the ship systems clean. He kept his head down, avoided trouble, and spoke only when needed. Humans on this ship survived by staying invisible. But today, fate had other plans. Evan was cleaning the main deck area, an open space used by royal guards and elite warriors. The floor was shiny metal, and a thin layer of coolant mist floated over it. A small leak had started earlier, making the surface slippery. Evan was trying to wipe it clean before anyone walked through. He heard loud footsteps. He looked up and froze. A group of tall alien warriors entered the deck, armor glowing faint blue, eyes sharp like blades. At the center of them walked Princess Xyra, daughter of the Empress. She was 8 feet tall, strong, elegant, and feared by the whole fleet. Her armor was black and silver, shaped like a queen ready for battle. Her expression was cold, her chin high, her every step confident. Humans never stood close to her. They were too scared. Evan stepped back quickly, not wanting to draw attention. But Destiny stepped forward. As soon as Xyra walked over the area Evan had just cleaned, her foot hit the slippery coolant. Her eyes widened. She tried to balance, but the floor betrayed her. Her body tilted, her armor flashed, and she slipped hard. But she didn't just fall. She fell exactly into the restricted human control panel zone, a dangerous area designed only for small human bodies, not giant alien armor. The system detected her impact instantly. Beep, beep, warning, unauthorized entity. Lockdown activated. Before Evan could even understand what was happening, Xyra's heavy body crashed down, right on top of him. Their faces were just inches apart. Her hair brushed his cheek. Her large hands pressed into the floor on both sides of his head. Her armor locked around his shoulders, holding him in place. Her yellow eyes stared into his, shocked and furious at the same time. Around them, the alien warriors roared in panic. "Human, move away from the princess," one shouted. But Evan couldn't move even if he wanted. The lockdown system had activated, trapping Princess Xyra against him like metal glue. Xyra tried to push herself up, but the system tightened. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "Human, don't move. If you move, the armor will crush you." Evan swallowed. I can't even breathe." The warriors aimed their spears. Some stepped forward, ready to kill Evan for touching royalty. But then something even more shocking happened. The ship AI spoke. Bond lock initiated. Synchronization required. A silence spread through the deck. Even the breathing of the warriors stopped. Xyra's eyes widened with terror. No, not that ritual. And Evan had no idea his life was about to change forever. Princess Xyra's heart pounded in her chest, faster than she wanted anyone to notice. She was a royal warrior, trained to stay calm even during war. But this situation was something she had never imagined. She was trapped on top of a human. The system had locked her armor, sealing her close to him. The ship AI repeated in a cold voice. Bond lock initiated. Synchronization required. The alien warriors around them stiffened. Their faces shifted from anger to disbelief. One of the guards whispered, "Is this real? A bond lock with a human?" Another guard hissed, "Impossible. That ritual is sacred." Evan, still pinned beneath the 8-foot princess, blinked up at her. What does synchronization mean?" he asked softly. Xyra closed her eyes for a moment. She hated explaining things to humans. But right now, she had no choice. Her voice came out low and tense. "It means our breathing and heartbeats must match, or the armor will try to stabilize the situation." Evan frowned. "Stabilize? Like help?" Xyra stared dead into his eyes. "No. Stabilize means crush the weaker body." Evan froze. "Oh!" Around them, warriors whispered nervously. "Princess, do not accept this. Break the bond. Push him away." But the ship AI replied before she could even try. "Warning. Force separation will result in fatality. Xyra let out a slow, frustrated breath. She lowered her head until her forehead almost touched his. Human, listen to me carefully. Evan nodded quickly. You will copy my breathing. Slowly. Exactly. If you panic, we both die. Evan tried to joke, a little shaky. I wasn't planning to panic until you said that. For the first time, a tiny corner of Xyra's mouth twitched, almost like she wanted to smile but refused. She inhaled deeply. Evan matched her. She exhaled. He followed. The armor loosened slightly. The warriors watched in shock. This was a ritual normally done between two royal partners during marriage trials. It required trust, physical closeness, and perfect synchronization. And now a human engineer was doing it with their princess. A guard growled, "This is humiliating. A human is beneath her." Another guard answered, voice trembling, "But if she stops, she dies." Xyra ignored all of them. Her eyes stayed locked on Evan. "Keep going. Do not break rhythm." Evan nodded again, focusing on her breath, her heartbeat thumping through her armor. Minutes passed. Slowly, carefully, the AI spoke again. Phase 1 synchronized. Proceed to heartbeat alignment. Evan blinked. Phase 1. Xyra sighed. Yes, there are 5 phases. He muttered under his breath. Great! She leaned in closer, her chest pressed gently against his as she adjusted her breathing pattern. Her voice softened for the first time. Human, what is your name? Evan, he whispered. Evan, she repeated slowly, as if testing the sound. It is simple, but solid. He tried not to blush. Thank you, Princess. Another shock. She replied, softer than before. Call me Xyra. The guards nearly fainted hearing that. Suddenly, the deck door slid open with a heavy boom. A wave of red royal guards entered, followed by a tall, terrifying figure in white gold armor. Her presence alone made the air feel heavy. The Empress, Xyra's mother. Her cold eyes scanned the scene, her daughter on top of a human, breathing in perfect sync. Her voice echoed like thunder. What is this? Evan felt his heart stop, but Xyra whispered quickly, Do not break the rhythm. If you stop now, we die. He swallowed hard. The Empress stepped closer, each step shaking the deck. Her eyes burned. Explain why you are bonded to a human. Silence. Then Xyra said something that made the entire room gasp. Mother, he saved my life. The entire deck went silent as Empress Velora stepped forward. Her armor glowed white gold like burning stars. Every guard bowed instantly. Even the strongest warriors lowered their heads. Only 2 people could not move. Princess Xyra, locked in place, and Evan, trapped beneath her in the bond lock. The Empress's voice cracked like lightning. Xyra, why are you breathing in sync with a human? Xyra lifted her head slightly, her voice steady but tense. Because if I stop, we both die. The Empress's eyes flicked to Evan. Cold, sharp, dangerous. Evan felt like her gaze alone could slice him in half. Human, she said slowly, did you force my daughter into this bond? Evan swallowed hard. No, your majesty. She slipped, and the system trapped us. The Empress glanced at the coolant leak on the ground, then at the restricted zone, then back to her daughter's awkward position on top of a human. Her lips tightened. My daughter does not slip. Xyra hissed softly, embarrassed. Mother, the floor was wet. It can happen. The Empress raised one eyebrow. To you? Xyra said nothing. Around them, the guard tried not to show their amusement, or fear. The Empress turned her focus back to Evan. You are calm for someone moments away from death. Evan forced a small smile. I'm trying not to panic. Your daughter told me to match her breathing. The Empress narrowed her eyes. And you obeyed her without question. Evan nodded. She was in danger. Anyone would. Not anyone, the Empress replied. Most humans scream, or faint, or run. Her tone carried no warmth, only curiosity. Why did you stay? Evan hesitated. I didn't want her to get hurt. Xyra's eyes flicked down at him. just for a second. A soft, unreadable expression passed over her face. The Empress noticed it. Her eyes sharpened. She turned to her royal guards. "Prepare the trial." The warriors gasped. Xyra's voice rose sharply. "Mother, no." The Empress raised a hand, silencing her. "The bond lock can be broken safely only after a courage trial." She stepped close to Evan, towering over him. "Human, if you pass, you live." She paused. "If you fail, your death will be quick." Evan's heart hammered in his chest. Still, he nodded. "I'll do it." Xyra hissed under her breath. "Fool, you should not agree so fast." Evan whispered back, "Do I have a choice?" She couldn't argue with that. Slowly, carefully, she breathed with him again. Their heartbeats aligned. The AI confirmed. Synchronization complete. Bond lock released. Xyra pushed herself up, standing tall and strong again. Evan sat up, gasping for air. Guards grabbed him instantly, dragging him to the center of the deck. Xyra moved forward. "Mother, he saved me. He has no training. He is only an engineer." The Empress didn't blink. All the more reason to see what makes him different. She pointed toward a circle marked with glowing lines. "Human Evan, step into the arena." Evan looked at Xyra. She looked away, but her voice reached him softly. "Be careful, human." And for the first time, Evan realized she wasn't giving command. She was giving a warning. Evan stepped into the glowing circle. The deck lights dimmed, and the arena walls rose around him like giant metal ribs. The royal guards formed a ring outside, watching silently. Princess Xyra stood behind them, jaw tight, eyes burning with worry she didn't want to show. Empress Velora spoke from above, her voice echoing like thunder. "Human Evan, this trial will test courage, not strength." Evan tried to stand tall, even though his hands trembled a little. "Begin!" A massive alien warrior, 10 feet tall, covered in thick armor, stepped into the arena. His name was Commander Verk, known across the fleet for breaking bones with one hit. He cracked his neck and smirked. "Human," he growled, "try not to die too fast." Evan whispered softly, "Great, perfect start." The Empress raised her hand. "Verk!" First challenge, fair charge. Verk roared and sprinted toward Evan like a moving mountain. Evan's brain screamed, "Run!" but his feet refused. Instead, he did something unexpected, something perfectly human. He dropped to the ground at the last second. Verk's massive body flew over him, smashing into the opposite wall. The guards gasped. Xyra's eyes widened. The Empress tilted her head slightly, interested. Evan stood, brushing dust off his clothes. First challenge done." The Empress nodded once. "Second challenge." Verk stood, angrier now. He activated his shock gauntlet, electricity cracking around his arm. Evan gulped. The warrior charged again. But Evan remembered something from his engineering training. The deck floor still had coolant mist on it. He stepped aside and kicked a small coolant canister. It rolled fast, right under Verk's foot. The giant slipped. His shock punch hit the ground instead. A blast of electricity shook the arena. Dangerous, chaotic, uncontrolled. Evan leaped behind a pillar just in time. The guard stared. He used the environment. Humans don't fight like this. The Empress leaned forward. "Interesting." Xyra couldn't hide her small smile. "He thinks fast," she whispered. Finally, Verk stood again, breathing hard. Evan was exhausted, but still standing. The Empress lifted her hand. "Final challenge." Xyra stepped forward. "Mother, he is unarmed." "Silence," the Empress ordered. A glowing orb floated down into the arena. Inside it was a single tool, a human wrench, Evan's own. The Empress spoke. "Show me the power of your kind." Evan picked up the wrench. It felt small, almost useless. Verk came forward for the last strike. Evan didn't run, didn't hide, didn't drop the wrench. He stepped in close and smacked the side of Verk's armor where the panel was loose, exactly the part Evan had repaired weeks ago. The armor sparked. Lights flickered. The entire suit powered down. Verk froze in shock as his armor locked his limbs. The arena fell silent. A human had defeated one of their strongest soldiers. With a wrench, the Empress slowly stood. Her voice was cold but powerful. "Human Evan, you passed." Xyra exhaled sharply, relief flooding her face. The guards lowered their weapons. Evan dropped the wrench, breathing hard. The Empress walked toward him. She stared into his eyes, searching, judging, calculating. Then she spoke. "You are not like other humans. You protect. You adapt. You think." She turned to her daughter. "Xyra." The princess straightened. "Your bond with him remains." Xyra blinked. "Mother, what does that mean?" The Empress stepped back, her cloak flowing behind her. "It means fate tied you both on this deck. Do not fight it." Xyra looked at Evan. For the first time, her expression softened completely. She walked toward him, tall and strong, but her voice was gentle. "Evan, earlier, when I fell." He smiled tiredly. "I know. You don't slip." For the first time ever, she laughed softly. Then she held out her hand, massive, armored, but steady. "Human, next time I fall." Her voice lowered. "You will catch me." Evan took her hand without hesitation. "Always." The deck where she slipped had changed everything. Forever.